Taiwan is adopting a whole-of-island approach to defence in the event of an attack from China, which it says could come in the form of anything from ballistic missiles to naval invasions and cyber-attacks. The island's biennial National Defence Report released today details numerous scenarios. The document notes that Chinese military activity has become more frequent and diversified since former US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited the island last August. The number of Chinese warplanes entering Taiwan's air defense identification zone has increased and is now almost a daily occurrence. Taiwan says that China says it has expanded airfields along the coastline facing the island. The report shows this image of Huinan, Longjian and Zhangzhou airfields and the distance Chinese fighter jets would fly to reach Taipei. The report also says that the People's Liberation Army has permanently placed more fighter jets and drones facing Taiwan, and Taipei believes that by 2035, the Chinese Air Force and Navy will become advanced enough to deter the United States and its allies from deploying their own forces from Japan and the American base in Guam. Apart from conventional armed forces, the report details China's grey zone tactics or non-military methods to challenge Taiwan. It claims that Beijing has sent civilian research ships and weather balloons into the Taiwan Strait to spy on the island. As for Taiwan's plan to build up its defense, the report says that the island has learned from the Ukraine war. Taiwan aims to strengthen its asymmetrical warfare capabilities to counter the much stronger Chinese military, similar to how Ukraine is fighting against a larger Russian force. Taipei's tactics include using unmanned vehicles and precision missiles to harass a Chinese invasion force and use Taiwan's own geography to set up defensive positions. For more, Lo Min joins us. She's live from Henan. Min, how has China responded to Taiwan's latest National Defense Report?
China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Defense have not yet provided an official response to Taiwan's new defense paper. But it's interesting that hours after Taiwan had released that new paper, Chinese Communist Party Central Committee and the State Council had issued an opinion calling for further integration between Taiwan and Fujian province. Fujian is closest geographically and culturally to Taiwan, and this is a very comprehensive 20-point plan calling for measures such as encouraging more Taiwanese students to study in Fujian province, encouraging Chinese companies to hire Taiwanese employees, and also allowing Taiwanese residents to obtain a household registration in Fujian province for as long as they wish, and giving them institutional guarantees for housing and medical treatment and incorporating them into the Chinese social security system. The plan also calls for an improvement in cross-Strait infrastructure. So this is clearly a demonstration of how China is engaging in this twin strategy of not just stepping up military deterrence to prepare for the worst-case scenario in the event of a conflict, but also to try to bind Taiwan's economy, its people and their livelihoods closer to the mainlands in an effort to win over hearts and minds by increasing these people-to-people exchanges. In fact, that plan had called for the practice of the concept of, quote, one family on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. We know that China has been very consistent on their stance on Taiwan. They have repeatedly said that Taiwan is an inalienable part of the Chinese territory and must be reunited with China, preferably peacefully, but by force if necessary.
Min, thank you for that. Lo Min there live for us in Henan.